Hello algebra students, this is Mr. D'Amico coming at you with another math lesson. Today's lesson involves writing the equation of lines. Our goal for the lesson is we're going to be able to write the equation of a line in both slope-intercept form and in point-slope form. So let's get to it. First thing we'd like to talk about is what a linear equation is. Well, if you think about a linear equation from what you learned in Algebra 1, the graph of a linear equation is a straight line. And what we've just been learning about slope the past few days is if you have a straight line and slope is the rate of change, if you think about it, that's going to be a constant rate of change. So basically you can pick any 2 points on that line and it'll have the same slope, it'll have the same rate of change. There's an example of a linear graph. Since it's a straight line, here's an example of a graph that's not linear. The one that's nonlinear will have a different rate of change depending on where you are on the graph. Okay, our first form for writing the equation of a line is point-slope form. And M stands for the slope, which is the rate of change, while the points x1, y1, that's an ordered pair. Those represent any point that lies on the line. So x1 and y1 would be numbers, and so would M. There's our point-slope form. Our second form is slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. M again is the slope or the rate of change. B is a point that lies on the line, but it's a special point. We call it the y-intercept. That means that this point will lie somewhere on the y-axis. And in that case, it's still an ordered pair, but x would be 0 this time, since it lies on the y-axis, and y would be a number. So if you look down there, it's represented by the ordered pair 0, and then b is the value of the y-intercept in the equation. Both forms are good. What you need for both forms, if you're going to write the equation of a line, you have to have the slope and you have to have one point that lies on the line. Once you have both of those, you're free to write the equation in either form that you choose. One is not necessarily better than the other. I like to write my answers in either form. It all depends on what the problem is giving me. So there are some problems that it's a little bit easier to write the answer in point-slope form. There's other problems where it might be a little bit easier to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So we'll kind of see what we have going on here, and that'll determine how we're going to proceed. All right, example number 1, we want to write the equation of the line given the following information. We have a slope of 5, and it passes through the point 2, -6. So I labeled my slope M, and my ordered pair x1, y1. So then there's the point-slope form of the equation. Y minus -6. If we rewrite that, it'll be y plus 6 equals 5 times the quantity of x minus 2. Now that's point-slope form. That's a perfectly good answer. If you want to put that in slope-intercept form because you're more comfortable with that, you can distribute the 5, do a little bit of algebra, and then you'll see that our slope-intercept form of that equation is y equals 5x minus 16. So you have two different answers that you could have there. Y plus 6 equals 5 times the quantity of x minus 2, or the slope-intercept form answer at the bottom, y equals 5x minus 16. Problem number 2, we don't have the slope, so we need to find it. So we can see by finding the slope, it's going to be -1/3. And then we have a choice. What I would do in this situation if it was up to me, since we're given 0, 1, 1 is actually the y-intercept, I would go ahead and write my answer in slope-intercept form, which is y equals -1/3 x plus 1. However, you can also choose to use the other point and write the answer in point-slope form, and that will look like y plus 2 equals -1/3 times the quantity of x minus 9. So either form is acceptable. Number 3 is a graph. It does not give us any points, so I chose the points 0, 10, and 220. You're free to choose any 2 points on the line. Again, the slope of a linear equation is constant, so any 2 points will give you the same slope. This has a slope of 5. I see that the y-intercept is 10 because the graph crosses a y-axis at 0, 10. So I would write my answer in slope-intercept form. However, you are free to write it in point-slope form, as you can see there, if you wish. So either one is acceptable. Number 4, again, we need to find the slope. And this is going to give us a unique situation here. We have 5 over 0. Now we know that you can't divide by 0 because if you try to do that in your calculator, it's going to give you an error message. That's because when you try to divide by 0, it's undefined. You can't do that. So we say that it has no slope. So this line that contains those 2 points will not have a slope. So we call that undefined. Now, if you were to graph these 2 points and draw the line, you would see that it is a vertical line. And a vertical line, since it doesn't have a slope, we write the equation of the line in kind of a special way. The way that we write the equation of the line, it's x equals 4. So if you go back up and look at those 2 ordered pairs, notice both x values are 4. So on a vertical line of x equals 4, every single point will have an x value of 4, so that will not change. The y value will change, but the x value won't. That's why we say x equals 4 is our equation of the line. Now, there is a trick to remembering how to write the equation of a vertical line. The way I like to think about it is a vertical line only crosses the x-axis. It does not cross the y-axis. Since it only crosses the x-axis, there's just an x in the equation. If we had a horizontal line, on the other hand, a horizontal line only crosses the y-axis. Therefore, we would write that equation of the line with just the letter y in the equation. So, for example, if we had a horizontal line that crossed the graph at the point, let's say 0, 6, we would write the equation of that line would be y equals 6. So that's a trick for remembering how to write the equation of a vertical line. It only crosses the x-axis, so it's just going to be x equals something. A horizontal line only crosses the y-axis, so it's going to be y equals something. Number 5. Television repair shop charges $35 plus $20 per hour. So we want to write an equation of this line. It's going to be linear. There's 2 important parts here. We have $35 that they charge plus $20 per hour. So if you're being charged per hour, depending on how long the person is there fixing a TV, it's going to cost more money the longer that they're there. So that's the rate of change when it's per hour, $20 per hour. $35 is just constant. They're going to charge $35 whether they're there for a minute or whether they're there for, the entire day. So since the rate of change is 20, that's going to be the slope or the m value. What I would use here is I would use slope-intercept form. Since 20 is the rate of change, 35 is what they charge just for showing up. That's like the y-intercept. So basically, if they work there for 0 hours or some fraction of an hour, it would cost $35, and then every hour you would keep adding increments of 20 to that. So that's how you would write the equation in slope-intercept form. Thank you for watching. Please try the examples on the next page and have any questions ready to go in class tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow, and have a good day.